Hey there, seekers of the strange and unravelers of the unexplained. Welcome back to another episode of Broadcasting Seeds. I'm your host, Bennett Tanton, the guy who still believes that the truth is out there, probably hiding under a giant stone block somewhere in Lebanon. Speaking of giant stone blocks, have you ever wondered what would happen if you combined the mysteries of Stonehenge, the intrigue of the pyramids, and sprinkled in a dash of biblical giants for good measure? Well, wonder no more, because today we're delving into the enigma known as Qasr Antar, also charmingly referred to as the Temple of the Giants. Nestled in the remote mountains of Lebanon, this ancient stone structure isn't just old, it's Grandpa tells the same story for the 100th time old. We're talking stones weighing over 1,000 tons. That's like stacking up 500 average-sized cars or convincing your in-laws to leave after the holidays. Nearly impossible. But jokes aside, Qasr Antar has baffled archaeologists, puzzled historians, and given conspiracy theorists enough material to last several lifetimes. Is it the work of ancient civilizations with advanced technology? Evidence of the legendary Nephilim? The giant beings whispered about in ancient texts? Or just a really elaborate prank that's gotten way out of hand? Stick around as we dig, metaphorically of course, those stones aren't moving anytime soon, into the myths, the engineering marvels, and the perplexing questions that Qasr Antar poses. Prepare yourself to journey into a past where the lines between history and legend blur, and where the capabilities of our ancestors might just make us rethink everything we know about human, and perhaps not so human, achievement. Let's get this adventure started. Let's set the scene. Imagine yourself trekking through the rugged mountains of Lebanon. The air is crisp, the landscape rugged, yet breathtaking, and as you navigate the winding paths, you stumble upon something that doesn't quite belong, a colossal stone structure known as Qasr Antar. Now, Qasr Antar, or as the locals call it, the Temple of the Giants, isn't just any old ruin. This place is ancient, so old that it makes the pyramids feel like they were built yesterday. We're talking thousands upon thousands of years of history embedded in stone. But here's where things get really interesting. The foundation of this temple is made up of massive stone blocks, some weighing over 1,000 tons. Yes, you heard that right, 1,000 tons. That's equivalent to about 500 average-sized cars, or for a more fun comparison, roughly 157 fully grown elephants stacked on top of each other. Try wrapping your head around that visual. So how did these enormous stones get here? And perhaps more puzzling, how were they lifted and placed with such precision in an era supposedly devoid of advanced machinery? It's questions like these that have left archaeologists scratching their heads and conspiracy theorists buzzing with excitement. Local legends add another layer to this mystery. They speak of the Nephilim, giant beings mentioned in ancient texts, including the Bible. These weren't your everyday tall folks who have to duck under doorways. We're talking about giants who could, according to legend, move mountains, or at least 1,000-ton stone blocks. Could Qasr Antar be the handiwork of these mythical beings, or is there a more down-to-earth explanation? As we embark on this journey, we'll delve into the history of Qasr Antar, exploring its origins and the various theories surrounding its construction. We'll look at archaeological findings, ancient scriptures, and local folklore. We'll question how much we really know about our past and whether we're giving our ancestors, or perhaps someone else, enough credit. But before we get too deep into the speculation, let's appreciate the sheer audacity of whoever built this place, whether it was constructed by an ancient civilization with advanced engineering skills, giants from biblical tales, or dare I say, extraterrestrial visitors. One thing is clear. Qasr Antar is a monumental achievement that challenges our understanding of history. So, fasten your seatbelts or maybe strap on your hiking boots because we're about to trek into the unknown. We'll sift through facts, legends, and everything in between to uncover the secrets of the Temple of the Giants. Stay with me, folks. The adventure is just getting started. All right, folks, let's get down to the nuts and bolts, or should I say stones and slabs, of Qasr Antar. The sheer scale of this place is enough to make even the most seasoned archaeologist do a double take. We're talking about stone blocks that weigh upwards of 1,000 tons. That's equivalent to about 250 African elephants, or for the car enthusiasts out there, around 500 average-sized sedans stacked together. It's like the ancient builders were playing with Lego blocks, except each piece could flatten a city block if dropped. Now, the big question is, how did they do it? How did ancient people quarry, transport, and precisely place such gargantuan stones without the modern conveniences of cranes, hydraulic lifts, or that one friend who always seems to have a pickup truck when you need to move furniture? One popular theory suggests that the builders used a combination of manpower and ingenious engineering techniques. Think massive earthen ramps, ropes made from sturdy natural fibers, and a whole lot of elbow grease. They might have employed rollers made from logs or even early forms of pulleys and levers. But let's be real. Moving 1,000-ton stone with logs and ropes sounds about as effective as trying to tow a cruise ship with a rowboat. Another school of thought speculates that the builders had knowledge of advanced technologies or principles that have since been lost to time. Perhaps they understood anti-gravity, sound vibration levitation, or other exotic methods that would make our modern scientists raise an eyebrow. It's the kind of stuff that would make for a great sci-fi novel, or maybe a conspiracy theory or two. And then, of course, there's the legend of the Nephilim, the giants of old. If you take the ancient texts at face value, these colossal beings might have had the strength to manipulate such enormous stones with relative ease. Imagine a construction crew where everyone is over 10 feet tall and can bench press a small mountain. Makes the whole project seem a bit more manageable, doesn't it? But let's not forget the possibility of external help, way external. Some theories throw extraterrestrials into the mix, suggesting that visitors from beyond the stars lent a helping hand, or perhaps tentacle, in constructing Qasr Antar. While there's no concrete evidence to support this idea, it's an entertaining notion that adds another layer to the mystery. Whichever way you slice it, the construction of Qasr Antar is an engineering marvel. The stones are not only massive, but also precisely cut and fitted together with astonishing accuracy. No mortar was used, yet the blocks fit so tightly that not even a sheet of paper can slip between them. It's like the ancient builders had access to laser-guided tools or some form of technology that we're still trying to wrap our heads around. Consider the logistics as well. The quarry sites for these stones were often miles away from where they were finally placed. Transporting them would have required meticulous planning and coordination. Feeding and organizing a workforce large enough to undertake such a task would have been a colossal effort in itself. Modern engineers have tried to replicate these feats using only the tools and materials that would have been available at the time. The results? Let's just say they've been less than successful. It raises the question, did the ancients know something we don't? Or have we underestimated their ingenuity and resourcefulness? As we ponder these possibilities, it's important to approach the subject with an open mind while also grounding ourselves in evidence, or the lack thereof. The mysteries of Qasr Antar challenge our understanding of ancient capabilities and push us to consider that history might be more complex than our textbooks let on. So, were these massive stones moved by sheer human determination, advanced forgotten technologies, giants, or even visitors from another world? The jury is still out, but one thing's for certain. The builders of Qasr Antar didn't shy away from thinking big, literally. It's a humbling reminder that the ancient world was full of wonders that continue to baffle and inspire us. And who knows? Maybe one day we'll uncover the secrets behind these engineering feats. Until then, Qasr Antar stands as a silent testament to a time when the impossible was just another challenge to overcome. Now, let's shift gears from the tangible to the tantalizingly mythical. If you thought moving 1,000-ton stones was a head-scratcher, wait till we dive into the legends that swirl around Qasr Antar. Buckle up, folks, because we're entering the realm where history and myth entwine like the braids of an ancient storyteller. At the heart of these legends lies the Nephilim, giant beings mentioned in ancient texts, including the Bible. The book of Genesis refers to them as the offspring of the sons of God and the daughters of men. Interpretations vary wildly, but many agree on one thing. These were no ordinary humans. They were giants, both in stature and in legend. So how does Qasr Antar fit into this giant-sized puzzle? Well, local folklore in Lebanon has long whispered that the Temple of the Giants wasn't just named for its massive stones. According to these tales, it was actually built by the Nephilim themselves or dedicated to them. Imagine a time when giants roamed the earth, leaving behind architectural marvels that would baffle their pint-sized descendants. You know, us. Now, before you dismiss this as mere myth, consider the prevalence of giant lore across various cultures. From the Titans of Greek mythology to the Jotun of Norse legends, stories of colossal beings are a recurring theme. Even Native American tribes have tales of giants that once walked the lands. Could these widespread legends be echoes of a forgotten chapter in human history? Some researchers and theologians suggest that these stories might have a kernel of truth, perhaps distorted over millennia. They propose that the Nephilim could have been a real race or a metaphor for powerful ancient civilizations with knowledge and abilities that seemed godlike to others. But let's play devil's advocate, or maybe angel's advocate, in this scenario. If the Nephilim were indeed real, could they have been responsible for constructing monumental sites like Qasr Antar? It would certainly explain the ability to manipulate such massive stones without the need for advanced technology. After all, if you're 20 feet tall and built like a mountain, a 1,000-ton stone might just be a hefty workout. Skeptics, of course, argue that these legends are just that, stories born from human imagination, perhaps inspired by the discovery of unusually large bones or the human tendency to embellish tales over time. They point out the lack of concrete archaeological evidence supporting the existence of giants, no pun intended. Yet, the allure of these legends persists. They tap into our innate curiosity and the desire to uncover mysteries that conventional history leaves unexplained. They also force us to question how much of our past remains hidden beneath layers of time and interpretation. Let's not forget the cultural impact of these stories on the local communities. For the people living near Qasr Antar, the legends of the Nephilim aren't just campfire tales, they're a part of their heritage. They add a layer of mystique and significance to the temple, transforming it from a mere archaeological site into a living narrative that connects the present with the distant past. Moreover, these legends have seeped into modern pop culture, inspiring books, movies, and yes, podcasts like this one. They fuel the imaginations of writers and creators who explore themes of ancient mysteries and forgotten civilizations. So, where does that leave us? Are the legends of the Nephilim a fantastical explanation for an engineering marvel, or could there be more to the story? As with many ancient mysteries, the truth might lie somewhere in the murky middle, a blend of fact, fiction, and the human penchant for storytelling. What's undeniable is the power of these legends to captivate us, to make us ponder the possibilities beyond our current understanding. They challenge us to keep an open mind while seeking evidence, to appreciate the rich tapestry of human culture that weaves together history, myth, and belief. In the end, whether the Nephilim were real giants or symbolic representations, their association with Qasr Antar adds a fascinating dimension to the temple's enigma. It reminds us that some mysteries aren't just about finding answers, but about embracing the questions that keep our sense of wonder alive. So, giants or not, the legend of the Nephilim continues to cast a long shadow, perhaps as long as the giants themselves, over the Temple of the Giants. And as we stand in that shadow, we can't help but look up and imagine a world where such beings might have once walked among us. Now, let's widen our lens and see how Qasr Antar fits into the global tapestry of ancient wonders. If there's one thing that gets my gears turning, it's the intriguing similarities between distant, ancient sites that, on the surface, should have no connection whatsoever. So grab your metaphorical passports, folks, because we're going on an around-the-world tour of mysteries. First stop, Stonehenge in England. Much like Qasr Antar, Stonehenge features massive stones arranged with astronomical precision. The question of how these heavy stones were transported and erected without modern technology mirrors the puzzles we've discussed about Qasr Antar. Did these ancient builders share a common knowledge or technique, or is it just a coincidence born out of human ingenuity facing similar challenges? Next, we jet over to the pyramids of Giza in Egypt. The Great Pyramid, in particular, boasts stone blocks weighing several tons each, assembled into a monumental structure with uncanny precision. The alignment with celestial bodies, the mathematical proportions, it's enough to make you wonder if there was a global exchange program for ancient architects. Did the builders of Qasr Antar and the Egyptian pyramids tap into the same source of knowledge? And if so, what was that source? Let's not forget Machu Picchu in Peru. Although not composed of stones as massive as those at Qasr Antar, the Inca's stonework is legendary for its precision. The stones fit together so tightly that you can't slip a piece of paper between them. Sound familiar? Considering the vast oceans and continents separating these cultures, it's a head-scratcher to think they might have employed similar construction techniques. Now, Yes, some researchers point to the possibility of a lost advanced civilization, think Atlantis or Mu, that predates known history. This hypothetical civilization could have disseminated architectural knowledge across the globe before disappearing into the annals of myth. It's a tantalizing theory that stirs the imagination, even if it lacks concrete evidence. Others suggest that ancient civilizations were more interconnected than we realize, possibly through early seafaring or even land migrations during different geological epochs. This could have facilitated the spread of architectural styles, techniques, and astronomical knowledge. It's a reminder that our ancestors might have been more adventurous and capable than we often give them credit for. Then there's the more controversial idea of extraterrestrial influence. Proponents argue that similarities in ancient sites worldwide could be evidence of guidance or direct intervention from advanced alien beings. While this theory makes for great sci-fi fodder, it's important to approach it with a healthy dose of skepticism. But let's circle back to what's observable. Many of these ancient sites, including Qasr Antar, share common themes: alignment with celestial bodies, use of megalithic stones, and construction techniques that defy what we believe was possible for the time. Could it be that these civilizations independently arrived at similar solutions due to universal human experiences like the observation of the stars and the challenges of monumental construction? There's also the symbolic aspect. Building massive structures aligned with celestial events could have been a way to connect the earthly with the divine, a physical manifestation of their cosmology. It's a practice that transcends individual cultures, hinting at shared human desires to understand our place in the universe. Moreover, these sites often serve as centers of cultural or religious significance, places where communities gathered, celebrated, and perhaps even contemplated the mysteries of existence, much like we're doing now, only with less Wi-Fi. In exploring these global threads, we begin to see Qasr Antar not as an isolated anomaly, but as part of a broader human story. It's a chapter filled with ingenuity, ambition, and perhaps a touch of the enigmatic. It challenges us to consider the possibility of ancient connections, whether through shared knowledge, parallel development, or something even more profound. So, as we step back and look at the bigger picture, Qasr Antar stands alongside Stonehenge, the pyramids, and Machu Picchu as a testament to humanity's enduring quest to reach beyond the ordinary. Whether these connections are the result of shared technology, common human experience, or cosmic coincidence, they remind us that the past is a vast tapestry with many threads still waiting to be unraveled. And who knows, maybe one day we'll discover that our ancestors were part of a global community more interconnected than we ever imagined. Until then, the mysteries of Qasr Antar and its ancient counterparts continue to beckon us to explore, to question, and to wonder. Fellow adventurers, to the final leg of our journey through the enigma that is Qasr Antar. We've trekked through rugged mountains, pondered over gargantuan stones, delved into ancient legends, and connected dots across continents. Now, it's time to pull back the curtain and ask ourselves, what does all this mean for our understanding of human, or possibly non-human, achievement in the distant past? First off, let's talk about the elephant, or should I say the 1,000-ton stone block, in the room. The existence of such monumental structures forces us to reconsider the capabilities of ancient civilizations. Were they merely primitive societies scratching out an existence, or were they sophisticated cultures with knowledge and skills that rival or even surpass our own in certain areas? Modern engineering struggles to replicate the feats accomplished at Qasr Antar, the precision, the scale, the logistical mastery, all achieved without the so-called benefits of modern technology. It begs the question, have we underestimated our ancestors? Were they privy to advanced techniques or understandings of physics that we've either forgotten or have yet to discover? Some theories suggest that ancient builders might have harnessed natural energies or utilized sound and vibration to manipulate massive objects. While this might sound like the stuff of science fiction or the next big Marvel movie plot, it pushes us to think outside the box. After all, today's science fiction is often tomorrow's science fact. Then there's the possibility that we're missing significant chapters of human history. Perhaps there were advanced civilizations that rose and fell long before our current historical records begin. Civilizations that mastered technologies or methodologies lost to time, leaving behind only cryptic monuments like Qasr Antar as silent testimony to their existence. Let's not forget the legends of the Nephilim and other giants we've discussed. Could these tales be distorted memories of real entities or beings that once walked the earth? While there's no concrete evidence to confirm such theories, their prevalence across cultures is intriguing. At the very least, they reflect humanity's enduring fascination with beings greater than ourselves, both literally and metaphorically. Moreover, the global connections we've explored hint at a level of interconnectedness in the ancient world that challenges conventional history. Whether through shared knowledge, parallel development, or something even more mysterious, these similarities suggest that our ancestors were perhaps more globally savvy than we've given them credit for. So what impact does all this have on individuals and society today? For starters, it ignites the spark of curiosity, a willingness to question established narratives and explore alternative possibilities. It encourages critical thinking and open-mindedness, traits that are invaluable in any era. On a societal level, re-examining ancient achievements can inspire innovation. If ancient civilizations accomplished so much with ostensibly limited resources, imagine what we could achieve by combining modern technology with unconventional thinking. It might even lead to breakthroughs in engineering, architecture, or energy that could benefit humanity as a whole. There's also a cautionary tale woven into these mysteries. The rise and fall of potentially advanced ancient societies serve as reminders of the fragility of civilization. They urge us to learn from the past, to preserve knowledge, and to approach the future with both ambition and humility. In the realm of the strange and the unexplained, the very domain of this podcast, the story of Qasr Antar embodies the essence of why we explore such topics. It challenges us to look beyond the surface, to delve into the unknown, and to embrace the mysteries that make our world infinitely fascinating. As we wrap up this episode, let's carry forward the spirit of inquiry. Whether you're a believer in lost civilizations, ancient aliens, or simply the incredible ingenuity of our ancestors, the key takeaway is to keep asking questions. After all, the pursuit of knowledge is a journey without end, filled with twists, turns, and of course, a few giant stones along the way. So next time you find yourself staring up at a towering skyscraper or marveling at the latest technological gadget, take a moment to ponder the achievements of those who came before us. Who knows? Maybe the secrets of the past hold the keys to our future. Well, folks, we've reached the end of today's journey into the enigmatic world of Qasr Antar, the Temple of the Giants, from colossal stone blocks that defy our understanding of ancient engineering to legends of the Nephilim and connections that span the globe. It's clear that our past holds more mysteries than a locked treasure chest at the bottom of the ocean. I hope this episode has ignited your curiosity and perhaps even inspired you to look at the world with a fresh perspective. After all, questioning the unknown is the first step toward uncovering the truth, or at least enjoying a good mystery. If you found this episode as fascinating as I did, please take a moment to like, share, and leave a review. Your support helps Broadcasting Seeds reach more inquisitive minds like yours. Let's keep spreading those seeds of knowledge far and wide. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss out on our next adventure into the strange, the unexplained, and the downright intriguing. Who knows what other secrets are waiting to be uncovered? Thank you for joining me, your host Bennett Tanton, on this incredible expedition. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your mind curious, and remember, sometimes the questions are more important than the answers. Stay curious, my friends.
I got bad thoughts that make my mind scared. Hold me hostage and they don't fight fair. Who gon' pray for me and wipe all my tears? Who gon' save me if you not right here? Move this darkness and make my sight clear. Take me away cause I don't like here. Ghosts of my past, they feeling the night air. Wake me up, I'm trapped in my nightmares. Wake me up, I'm trapped in my nightmares. Drowning, I'm off the deep end. Apparitions of all my demons. All my thoughts are committing treason. All alone, who gon' hear me screaming? Manifestations of my fears. Regrets that stretched out for light years. Can almost touch the light, homie, it's right there. Body free but trapped in my nightmares.
Wake me up, don't let me drown.